Hey, so today I have another first impressions and try on of a new foundation for you. Today it's going to be the Hourglass Illusion Luminous Glow Foundation. This guy just came out. It's exclusive right now to their website. Like, it's not available at Ulta, Sephora, Nordstrom, nothing. Like, it's only available on the Hourglass website, which is kind of weird. I assume it's going to make its way to Sephora or Ulta eventually, but for now it's exclusive to their website. I have really been interested in the Hourglass complexion products, but none of them have really caught my eye before this guy, so really excited to try this one today. Before we get into it, I am just going to tell you a little bit about the foundation. It retails for $58, which, like I said in my previous video where I was reviewing the Dior foundation, that's starting to feel pretty standard for any sort of foundation you're going to find at Sephora, which is frightening, but that's where we're at right now. The shade range on this looks pretty evenly distributed to me. Obviously, there's always room for more shades because, you know, some of them it's a little bit of a jump, and there could obviously be a shade in between here and in between there. But for a foundation launch, I think it's a pretty solid start. It feels like a nice gradient and that it's nothing too jarring. The main claim of this foundation is that it's clinically proven to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I don't really know if I buy into the gimmick of like skin caring foundations. That's just my personal beliefs. I don't really know how truthful that claim is. If anything, I think I would like to see where they got this claim of clinically proven and what kind of study was done and how many people were actually in the study and how long it went on for and things of that nature before I actually buy into any of these claims. It says 93% of people said this product instantly evens out skin tone and reduces the look of imperfections, which is, you know, the majority of products that have coverage to them will even out your skin tone. 93% said skin instantly feels moisturized and feels smoother, which would be good. If this is a luminous foundation, it's good that it's hydrating. And after 12 hours, 93% said skin looks smoother and healthier all day. 90% said this product didn't crease or look cakey. So that's good. I am always looking for a foundation that doesn't feel cakey. But like I said previously, I don't really tend to buy in all these claims like this, especially because it's a makeup product, you know. It's not really like something that you're placing on your skin and you're leaving it on and you're getting the full benefit of it. You're going to take this off at the end of the day. So it's good to have those like moisturizing benefits while you have it on your face, but I just don't know how I personally feel about the claim of like it's reducing wrinkles and then the instant result of evening out skin tone. That's just a fancy way of saying it's a foundation that does what it's supposed to do. So I would hope that it covers and evens out my skin tone. The details of this: it's an all-in-one formula which combines the benefits of broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen. A lot of foundations have sunscreen in them. It's not really a mind-boggling advanced skincare thing that Hourglass is doing. Infused with our advanced Hydra smoothing technology, this intensely moisturizing formula is clinically proven to visibly reduce fine lines and wrinkles. That feels like a lot of that like marketing mumbo jumbo where they're just trying to be like, we have a scientific backed product and it's going to do this because it's better than yours, and we did this, a clinical study, and it's got advanced technology in it. To me, it reads like it's just a hydrating foundation and it's just covering what it's supposed to cover, and it's not too heavy, so it's not going to emphasize texture and wrinkles. High performance makeup. It's got 12-hour wear, transfer and crease resistant, doesn't settle into fine lines, and doesn't oxidize throughout the day. And the advanced Hydra smoothing technology, a blend of hyaluronic microspheres that help retain moisture and visibly smooth fine lines and wrinkles. To me, that just again sounds like marketing mumbo jumbo, so I got the lightest shade, which is 1. This is described as very fair with cool undertones because obviously I am very fair with cool undertones. Here's the packaging. It is completely gold. This is very reminiscent of their tinted moisturizer packaging, but this is, I believe, $10 more than their tinted moisturizer, if I'm remembering correctly, which would make sense because this has more coverage. I'm going to do a quick zoom in of my face before the foundation so you can kind of get an idea of my skin. If you watched my previous video, I just like to do this so that you can kind of get an idea of like what my skin looks like before. I have normal to dry leaning skin. I obviously have texture and everything else under the sun because I am a human being and I have, you know, flaws like every other person. My nose tends to have a little bit of texture. Yeah, that is my face, and that's enough of that. I'm gonna prep my skin like I usually do when I'm trying out a foundation. Nothing really crazy out there, innovative, just kind of something basic and hydrating because my skin needs it. I'm gonna go in with the MAC Serumizer. And then I'm gonna go in the MAC Studio Radiance Moisturizing and Illuminating Primer. This is just a basic kind of moisturizing primer, so any kind of basic moisturizing primer will do. But this will just help the foundation go on a little bit smoother. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the foundation now. I'm gonna just use like a little pea-size amount to start because it did kind of feel thicker, so I don't want to put on too. And I'm just gonna dot that all over. I definitely think I'm gonna have to use a little bit more for covering my forehead because I don't think I had enough. So I'm just gonna dot a tiny bit more there. And I'll also kind of evenly distribute that to my nose so it's not just like a big patch on my forehead. The match is really nice. I actually really like that. It definitely texture-wise doesn't feel as lightweight as other skincare foundations like the NARS or the Dior one that I've been kind of wearing a lot since I reviewed it, but it definitely gives good coverage. The shade match looks really nice, and it definitely has a little bit of luminosity to it, but not so much so that I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of shine. You know, it's just kind of like a nice, healthy kind of glow. I'll zoom you in so you can kind of see my skin. This is my forehead. This is just one layer. I'll definitely do a second one just kind of see how it builds on itself. But I really like the way it looks with just one layer. My forehead, it's not settling. I was kind of worried with the texture wise that it was gonna kind of settle and look kind of heavy, but it definitely blended out really nice. That's it kind of in my eye and mouth area. You can still kind of see my spots peeking through, but I definitely like that because it looks more natural. Yeah, I don't know, this looks really, really pretty. I feel like so far this would kind of be almost what I imagine like a really good like wedding foundation would be. It feels like it's got more coverage than like a skin tint, especially for somebody who wants like a natural look, but it gives like a nice glow to the skin and a nice kind of coverage overall. So if this builds on itself really well, that's what I can see this kind of being. So I'm gonna go in with another pea-size amount and maybe a little extra because I did need more on my forehead, so like that much. I'm actually shocked how much I like this so far. It definitely isn't like as lightweight, like I said previously, as the other foundations, but it's not anything where I'm like, ooh, it feels like makeup on my face, you know? Because sometimes those really full coverage ones can be like grossly heavy. So this is it with the second layer. It definitely is looking a little bit more makeup-y in the sense that like you can tell I have foundation on, obviously, but I don't think that it's anything where I'm like, that looks cakey or gross. It definitely just kind of has like a nice amount of coverage, a really good shine. Like I said, it feels very like reminiscent of like bridal foundations where you just kind of want to like look like yourself, but you still want some coverage. And that's exactly what I feel like my skin is doing. It just kind of looks like a perfected version of my skin. It has a little bit of glow to it. I feel like this would probably be really good for somebody who wants a foundation for when they go out that looks really nice, but also doesn't like wear a lot of makeup and is intimidated by like full coverage foundation. Let me again zoom you in so you can kind of see. You can kind of see what I'm saying right here, where you can kind of tell it looks foundation-y, but it's not anything where I'm like, whoa, you have a ton of makeup on. With that second layer, I really think my spot is kind of like not showing as much. Forehead, like I said, you can kind of especially tell on my forehead compared to the first time, it's definitely looking more makeup-y. But as, you know, coverage builds with foundation, it tends to kind of look more makeup-y. Unfortunately, that is kind of the sacrifice that we make. I really like how this looks on my face, especially how it's pulling when I'm looking in the camera and in real life. Like in real life, it just looks really, really natural, but still covered. And then in the camera, it just has like this beautiful glow to it. So that's why I'm keep reiterating that I feel like it would look really good bridal-wise, because it has this glow to it that's translating really well on camera. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I'm just gonna do something really, really natural and really, really quick, and I'll come back and kind of let you see like a final look. Like I said previously, I think I'm gonna do a roundup of whatever foundations and makeup that I try this month on my channel. So if you want to see how this ends up wearing and things of that nature, go ahead and subscribe and you'll be able to see that video when it comes out, so that I can do like a thorough testing of like multiple days of wear, and I can give you kind of like an update on that, like I've been testing with the Dior one. Okay, so I just finished my makeup, and here are kind of like my final thoughts. Definitely still gonna have to test this out a little bit more before I kind of give you like a big roundup. I definitely really like the finish of this. I didn't feel the need to set it with powder, and the products that I did choose to put over this blended really, really nicely. I mean, so far I really have no complaints. It definitely looks like makeup. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, oh, it doesn't look like foundation. It looks like I have foundation on, but it looks like a nice foundation. It's really glowy. It covered what I needed it to cover. Really even. I like the shade match. I'm just really impressed. I think going forward, I kind of want to play around with my primers and see how it would look with something that's a little bit more hydrating, see how it would look applied with a sponge, but I really like how it's looking. It's been a while since I really liked a traditional foundation on myself that wasn't like a skincare gel kind of foundation or something that was like a tint. So it's really nice to kind of have an option of something that's gonna cover and doesn't look too makeup-y. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely still looks like makeup. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but it doesn't feel like something that I need to like mix with 30 different things to kind of sheer out. It just kind of looks really nice and healthy and like what I would imagine a going out foundation for myself would be. I will definitely keep you guys updated. I'm definitely going to do that roundup probably in a couple weeks once I test this guy out a little bit more, along with the Dior foundation and anything else that I impulsively spend money on this month. Let me know if you guys have tried this one, and let me know if you're going to try this one. And thanks so much for watching.